Now, companies looking to spin off new businesses in 6 months' time can benefit from an enhanced program to help them do so. The Economic Development Board is committing an additional 20 million Sing dollars to its Corporate Venture Launchpad to help them expand into high-growth areas over the next 2 years. Michelle Teo reports.
Instead of buying appliances like these, Levande allows you to rent them for a period from 6 months to up to 6 years. This helps the firm to recycle old appliances and maximize their lifetime usage. The idea came from 2 employees at Electrolux and has transformed the way the Swedish appliance firm conducts business.
Whether it's how do we reach the right consumers, whether it's efficient process for refurbishing, spare part replacement, more supply chain efficiencies, we'll be able to sort of share these learnings back with corporate and hopefully inspire many other ventures around the world.
To date, 6 of the 13 companies which participated in the pilot launched last year have spun off new ventures and committed to at least 50 million Singapore dollars of investments to build these new businesses. It's why EDB is expanding the program. It's offering up to $500,000 to help companies brainstorm and test their new business models. It's also expanding the eligibility criteria.
We can include more companies, a wider range of companies, from large corporates building their first ventures to forward-thinking companies who are now building multiple ventures. We are also keen to invite more regional businesses and scale-ups to venture build from Singapore.
One such firm is Bayer. Its Singapore-based headquarters has launched a venture to help provide smallholder farmers around the region with seeds and fertilizer. This is to help them improve the predictability, profitability and sustainability of their crops. Going international is the next step.
We started in Singapore because the talent pool here is amazing, and it's really, from proximity perspective, really close to our target markets, starting in the Philippines and expanding to the region. And so our plan is to pilot early next year in key corn markets and then to expand opportunistically in the region.
Singapore is now home to close to 80 corporate ventures, almost double the number last January. With the expanded venture building program, EDB says it hopes to work with selected companies on 20 to 30 projects over the next 2 years.
And for more, Samuel Hall, CEO of Rainmaking APAC Venture Studio, joins us now. It's one of 6 venture studios which has been appointed by EDB New Ventures. Well, Samuel, how big a role can corporate venture building play for businesses here?
Thank you, Liz. I think it's tremendous. It's a tremendous opportunity, and as of now, broadly an untapped asset class. I think the last couple of years have been a waking up moment for corporate venture building as an asset class, and we've seen that with the support that EDB is putting behind this with the new $20 million commitment. And ourselves, Rainmaking as a venture studio, we're investing here. We're investing in this as an asset class. We're hiring our team. We're building our portfolio. So I guess you could say we're putting our money where our mouth is. We believe in this.
Well, Samuel, breakthrough venture innovation has typically come from startups rather than established businesses. So how is the EDB New Ventures Corporate Venture Launchpad supported program changing this landscape?
I think you're totally right that typically the breakthrough has come through startups. Startups have institutional venture build competence, creating new businesses, validating and scaling them. Corporates typically don't have that as a competence, but what they do have is enormous scale strengths and assets that they can use to leverage to build businesses faster and to a greater scale than entrepreneurs in the wild. So really, corporates can apply venture build competence and methodology if they're able to create the structures, the process, and the talent to do that. And so that's what the studio structure does. That's what Rainmaking does as a studio, is to optimize, to warehouse that risk for those corporate partners so they can leverage those scale strengths.
And the Corporate Venture Launchpad is looking to help businesses build new ventures in fresh areas of growth beyond the existing core businesses. What are some sectors where these opportunities lie?
I think there are many, at least from our own experience and where we're building, then we have an entire studio dedicated to the clean energy transition in Singapore. We're building a number of ventures with different partners focusing on metaverse. We're building ventures in agri-tech, in fintech, and we've worked with many of the players in maritime and supply chain over the last few years. I think something worth calling out is that a lot of corporates are using venture build process and venture building as a way to unlock sustainability activity and to deliver on their sustainability agenda. So that's a theme that applies, I think, cross-industry to ventures that are being built.
With your expertise, perhaps you could tell us why it is important that businesses diversify beyond the existing core business.
Well, I think anything has a finite lifespan, and companies are no different. Any business that works today will work for a period of time into the future, but not forever. And unfortunately for companies, then the rate of technological development has meant that that lifespan is continuing to shrink. So to remain relevant into the future, it's crucial to experiment beyond the core. But really, the revenues are also capped if you stick to the core. You can optimize and you can support some benefits on the bottom line. But if you start building companies outside of that, you can add significant top-line growth through generating new revenues.
Oh, Samuel, thank you so much for speaking with us. That was Samuel Hall there, CEO of Rainmaking APAC Venture Studio.